Hello. Welcome to my channel once more. It's AJ Casuals. How are you, my beautiful family? Yes, I want to quickly drop this video. This video is on how to cut a vintage shirt. Please don't mind my place of work. You know, it's not well packaged, but we are still working on getting the tripod stand. Don't mind my camera. Please just bear with us. Yes, want to draft out a vintage shirt. Anywhere, please, that you don't understand, you can just drop a message on the comment box below. And please do well, do subscribe, like, and share to your friends that are interested. Yes, what I'm trying to do here right now is I'm trying to write down the measurements, but I know there is nothing. I know you can't see the write-up very well. So, but what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to write down the measurement. I didn't mean I have a good tripod stand, which is maybe viewing from upward. It will be better. So that was it. The next thing to consider if you want to cut a vintage shirt for adults is how many yards is going to be enough. So for an adult, we usually use 1.5 yard. An adult that is not that chubby, 1.5 yard is okay for him. So here what I'm doing, I'm trying to take the length. Our length is, for this particular one I'm cutting, the length is 28. We added 1.5 inch extra seam allowance. That is seam allowance and folding allowance. This particular vintage is going to be, the folding allowance is going to be tiny. It's not going to be as big as our kaftan used to be. Then the next thing is the, should I call it circumference or the wideness for the front. This particular one is 42 by, the bust is 42. Bust or chest, if anyone you want to call it. So we are adding 2.5 inches as extra. That is the 42, that is 10.5 plus. But if you want to manage your material, you can make it 1.5 extra seam allowance, seam and cutting allowance. So after marking it, if you have a ruler, you can just roll it down. If you have a ruler, you can just roll it down. Then this, I'm trying to mark the length to avoid any mistake or error. I don't know, did you people notice the folding at the front? Remember, if you are cutting a vintage cloth, you don't cut it just like your packet shirt, your regular packet shirt. You have to fold it like 3 inches at the front before you start doing anything at all. Here we are cutting the front template, how will I call it, the front facing. After cutting, we slant, retrim, so this is the front. Always remember to mark your good face and bad face to avoid any error. So the next thing, we are going to cut the back pattern. If you have an iron, if your clothes is rumpled, always remember to use your iron to straighten it. You press it, you straighten it. Before you continue, before you cut, yes, we are just about to cut the back pattern. The material is a kind of rumpled. I'm trying to straighten it to avoid any mistake, any error at all. So this particular pattern is very easy. If you understand this my pattern, you can use this method or pattern to cut your kaftan or senator. Yes, you can use this method to cut your kaftan or senator. So we have to slant. Maybe with subsequent time I'll bring video on how to slant your shoulder. Maybe that will be in our next video. You have to slant it. That is why I said this particular pattern I use it to cut my kaftans too. So after slanting it, sorry, I pray you understand. My camera is not that sharp. It's not that sharp, but just bear with me. Bear with me. With time, I'll get a tripod stand. So you have to slant it. The difference, the back is always longer than the front. So remember, the back is always longer than the front. This particular vintage, we are making the back longer with like 3 inches. 3 inches. If you want to make it 3.5, you can still make it 3.5. But 3 inches is also perfect after the slant. So the next thing, you have to fold the up. You fold the up. Yes, I'm trying to like preview to see if it's visible at all, if it's clear enough. Bear with me. With time, I'll get the tripod stand. So we are folding the shoulder, the back pattern, which is longer than the front, with 3 inches. We just fold it. Okay. Sorry, bear with me. The camera is not that visible. I have to drop another video, but this video is very long. I don't want to waste it, so just bear with me. But from what it is, you have to fold it for the 3 inches down to connect with the front pattern. To connect with the front pattern, then make sure you use your iron to press it properly. Press the shoulder so that it will not shake or change position. So the next thing is we are going to mark out 0.5 from the edge. That's for button allowance. What we are trying to make here is a vintage shirt, just like the one I'm putting on. Vintage shirt, some call it Cubana neck, some call it vintage neck. So the next thing, we are cutting the down of we are cutting the back pattern. We are just trying to remove the back pattern on the front. Very soon we are going to apply the measurements. Like we are going to apply the neck line, the armhole line, then maybe the hips before we cut. Is the neck. For an adult, this is the secret of cutting kaftan, both vintage like this. The secret is this. This is what I use mostly. I don't know if you understand, but maybe with subsequent time I will drop video on how to cut your neck on kaftans or senator. How to cut the neck of any cloth you are sewing. If it's English, if it's native, I will drop video on that very soon. Please, I will appreciate if you people remind me also. Thank you. So we are taking the measurement of the shoulder. Bear with me, my camera is not that sharp, but with time we'll get something good. I believe at the minute this camera is viewing from up directly, it will be better. The person holding the camera for me is too far from my work. I don't know for the person. So the next thing, after taking the shoulder, who know, cutting of the shoulder, you have to, if the shoulder is 18, due to the slant on the shoulder, you put the extra allowance there is going to be 0.5. I will do another video and explain better. If you don't understand anything here, just comment, please. Just comment. Try and comment. This video is very long. I don't want to just waste it. I have to do my best. Anywhere you don't understand, just DM me. Let's put things together. As for this is the waistline. That is the half length, I mean. So this is where we are taking the measurements. That's for the tummy. This is the hips. So our bust is 42 from the beginning. So this is 42. So this is hips line. Hip and bust is not far from each other. I usually put, if my hips is 42, I usually make if my bust or chest is 42, I usually make my hips 43, and it will go well. I said maybe the person is very, very hippie. I don't know if that English is correct. So this is how it is. Bear with me. I will try and do a clean video again. This video I don't know how to explain. Honestly, it's very long. I don't just want to delete it. Just bear with me. Bear with me, please. So we are cutting. Our extra allowance is like 0.5 to 1 inches. You know, some customers know how to complain. So if you cut their clothes exactly, it might be a problem. This is how we cut our armhole. For this particular dress, everything is fitted. There is some days when we cut armhole, we'll leave some remnant at the back. We are cutting the neck. Then we retrim. By God's grace, I will get a standard tripod stand so that my video, my cutting, everything will be visible. I know some of you cannot see it very clear from the point you are viewing it. So we are done with the cutting of the shirt. The next thing is just the sleeve. Our sleeve. Our sleeve is the next thing. So for this particular cloth is for an adult. So we are making the sleeve circumference 20. As it is like this, it is folded twice. So this is 10. Sorry, you can't see anything. You can't see my tape. I will try and make a better video. Just bear with me. Bear with me. I'll try and make a better video. This one actually doesn't, it's not visible at all. Just bear with me. This one, let's just say it's like the framing. But by God's grace, we'll drop the main thing soon. If not, cutting of this hand, I really explain it, but what I'm seeing from the video now is not clear at all. Video is not clear at all. If not, I really explain how to cut sleeve. So with time, I will draw a video on how to cut your sleeve. Bear with me. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please do well. Comment. The more you comment,